I remember the pastor strategizing, and we were going to go to Gainesville. This is 22 years ago, to go visit this church. And I'm getting ready to get in the car. And I remember the lead guy telling me, "Not you, Reggie. You can't go because I don't think they would understand you being black." That was a blow. What would I do with that?
You can tell that's his heartbeat, that he speaks of what he knows. He has talked about some of his own experiences.
Less than 3 months later, I was a pastor of that church up there that I wasn't even invited to preach to, that had not had a black member, let alone a black pastor.
Humility. I think to see him model that, being transparent, getting passionate, but saying we want this to be not just a time of venting, but a time of expression that leads to further growth.
The Bible says in Psalm 89:14, righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne. If you talk about justice too much, you are a liberal. But you can never expound righteousness enough. You are a theologian. It's not one, it's two. Righteousness and justice. Not for just black people or white people or Asian people, but for all people. When they see church people, they ought to be able to see someone who knows how to handle a plumb line. That our scales are, we don't need to see the Lady Justice. In the house of God, the people of God, our scales are just.
Hearing the narratives and the stories of race and racism in the history of America doesn't excuse the prejudice and the hate that I've felt from both black and whites, but it does give me an understanding of what racial reconciliation could be and what talking points and what conversations I could have to reconcile the hurt that I've experienced personally for myself in my life.
My racial experience has been that I was ostracized by both races. Neither race claimed me, and neither race identified with me, and nor did I identify completely with either race. So for me, there was a lot of internal reflection, a lot of personal conversation between me and the Lord. The fact that conversation is happening gives me hope and makes me excited. And everything I've experienced in this seminar has shown me that I'm not the only person who wants to pursue justice, and that I will no longer be pushed away, that there are other people who want to step in and align with me so we can seek justice for ourselves and on behalf of others.
So this is why I'm in the room. I'm in the room because I paid the price, one of them, but I'm doing what I feel God has called me to do.
I think he was wired by God to present and to teach. He effectively helps the participants see and understand the concepts that he is presenting. And more than just grasp it from an academic sense or head knowledge, he presents in such a way that the content actually is transformative, and I actually can consume it and leave here and do something with it.
Dr. Screen has done such a great job of helping us to understand principles, but then also fleshing them out so that it's not just a head knowledge thing, it's a heart knowledge. And I've laughed, I've cried a lot, and I feel like I've grown so much already just in this little bit of time here.
I believe whatever happens has to happen through the heart. And we create the solution together.
Our paradigm shift can start with self-awareness, but it will never be changed. We can never be transformed without the input and the conversation of the people around us.
I feel that I'm more prepared to go back to my college campus and start the conversations that need to happen with a better perspective. And I'm ready to go back and approach the issue with the attitude of reconciliation.
It has been soul-searching. It has been beautiful, terrifying, but hopeful. This conference has made me feel that there really are people who really want to reconcile. They really want to do things the way Jesus wants us to. I'm very encouraged right now.
I believe this workshop would be helpful for every district in the CMA. I would love to see our national leadership participate in this workshop. To the best of my knowledge, I was the first African American to be chairman of the board of the CMA, and I had a first-hand look of how we don't do a good job of including African Americans in higher levels of leadership. Having first-hand experience of some of the biases that we aren't aware of, as Dr. Screen mentioned, I really believe this would be an eye-opening workshop for our entire denomination.